Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the August 27, 2025 Diversion Authority Finance Committee meeting. We'll call the meeting to order. Don, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Dardis.
Here.
Mayor Mahoney.
Here.
Mayor Carlson. Mr. Steen.
Here.
Ms. Thompson.
Here.
Ms. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Redlinger.
Here.
Mr. Grimberg. Mr. Pepcorn.
Here.
Mr. Capitan. Mr. Reeds.
Here.
And Mr. Wilson. Quorum is present.
Thank you, Don. Next order of business is to approve the minutes from July 23rd. They have been distributed and in your packet.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. Commissioner Pipcorn. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the approval of the minutes of July 23rd? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 3 is to approve the order of the agenda. Again, it has been distributed and in your packets.
Move to approve.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. I have a motion and a second to approve the order of the agenda for August 27, 2025, as distributed and in your packets. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 4 is to approval of the bills. We call on Susan Thompson, Finance Director for the City of Fargo. It is on page 5 of your packet. Susan?
Okay, we're asking to approve six total bills. These are through August 20th. The total of them is $1.8 million. Does anyone have any specific questions? It's kind of our standard vendors.
Questions for Ms. Thompson?
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. We have a motion and a second to approve the bills for $1,887,247.80. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Don, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Aye.
And Mr. Reeds.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Thank you, Don. Item number 5 is the finance report. Again, we call on Susan Thompson, Finance Director for the City of Fargo, for the report. It's on page 17 of the packet. Susan?
So page 17 reflects revenues and expenditures, historic through year to date. And then page 18 is our statement of net position. Total assets, including both the diversion fund and the budget fund, are $321,005,212. We have a small amount of liabilities, some vouchers payable, primarily of $765,000. So our total net position is $320,239,474.
Thank you. Are there any questions regarding the finance report? This is an actionable item.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Pipcorn moves to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Mayor Mahoney seconds. I have a motion and a second to approve the finance report with a net cash position of $320,239,474. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We move on to item number 6. Item number 6 is a cash budget report. It's on page 39 of the packet. We call on our Executive Director, Jason Benson.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair and committee members. On our revenues, just to like to highlight with our legacy bond fund draws, we're winding that down. So, we're near the end in making our last legacy draw here. And then with our WIFIA draws, so far we haven't started those yet. We do expect with the P3 construction continuing that we'll start our first draw in September as we start making more payments on the P3 side of things. If there's any questions on the revenues, I'd take those. If not, we can move to the next slide. All right, looking at our level 1 summary, a couple things. First, on the second line, milestone payments to the developer at $31 million. $900. So we've started making some of those as per the statement of principles and the agreement that was approved back in July. And then further down, the Diversion Authority construction contingency, that started out the fiscal year with a small number. That number grew to that 20 million that's budgeted now based on that statement of principles and the agreement that we had back in July. The first payment as per that agreement was made for the 10 million, and then there's an additional $10 million payment that we expect that will happen over the next couple months as the P3 team closes out the some of those items that were agreed upon, again, in a statement of principles. Outside of that, no other significant items, but open to any questions that you may have.
The sales tax collections for the city of Fargo and Cass County, if you're doing the math, the reporting coming back to us is 2 to 3 months in arrears. So it's never current as far as what the true dollars are. If you're looking at, you look at $66,500,000 is projected for our budget of sales tax, and we're at 36. Obviously, we're in the late month of August, and the reason for that is that those are, we don't get the reports on a monthly basis, so we're still doing fine with regard to our sales tax collection. Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Benson?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner?
just a couple, Jason. So is the project on pace at this time? Would you say just the overall rough 30,000 foot look?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner, yes. Right now, we're still on track. We're still expecting, when it comes to the various work this fall, we're expecting most of those county road bridges are going to be complete, the interstate bridges, and working towards railroad bridges getting complete, completing the Maple River Aqueduct. So on the P3 side, that's moving along. I think the agreement that we had back in July is helping to continue that forward progress, and we're meeting regularly with the team of 6 between Martin Nicholson, John Shockley, myself, and then the 3 members that had been working towards that agreement. We continue to meet on a very regular basis to make sure that as issues come up, we can get them resolved to keep things moving forward.
Great. Just one more question. So I'm on the Red River Basin Commission, and we're doing a tour next week. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So thank you for, I believe one of you is going to be guiding it. And
It's going to be me. So you'll see me again for 4 hours.
so thank you for doing that. I'm looking forward to it because we haven't gotten a chance to see a lot of those things up close and personal. So thank you for doing that, and I appreciate you spending the time to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Benson? Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks.
We move on to item number 7 is MOUs and agreements. It's on page 46 of the packet. We're going to call on Mr. John Shockley for this discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the Finance Committee. Before you have a JPA between the Minnesota DOT and the Diversion Authority. There is a component of the SEA that crosses Highway 75. Instead of an MOU, the Minnesota Department of Transportation had requested that we enter into a JPA that sets forth the adjustment of the road and the project so that the southern embankment can cross over, or Highway 75 can cross over top of the southern embankment. And also talks about the maintenance and overall construction and other issues, very similar to other MOUs with third parties, but this time it's referred to as a JPA at the request of the Minnesota DOT. Happy to answer any questions, but pretty straightforward.
Questions for Mr. Shockley? All right, thank you, John. This is an actionable item. Mayor Mahoney moves to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mrs. Thompson. We have a motion and a second to approve the Minnesota DOT and the Metro Flood Diversion Authority Joint Powers Agreement as outlined on page 48 of the packet. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Don, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney. Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
yes,
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Aye.
And Mr. Reeds.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Thank you, Don. Motion passes. Number 8 is the Diversion Authority Board Approval Contracting Actions. We're going to call on Mr. Paul Barthol. He has items A through E, and it starts on page 88 and ends on page 103. Good
Thank you,
evening
Mr.
and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. I do have 5 different contracting actions in front of you. It will take your direction if you would like me to present them all at once or individually.
Please go all at once, and then if there have questions, we'll break them out separately then.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chair. The first agreement is with JT Lawn Services and Landscaping. They have been providing us with mowing and on our property that's owned by Cass County Joint and other homesteads, and been doing very good work for the authority. As you'll note here is that this is for snow removal services. So some of these homesteads we do have to access during the winter to ensure that the furnace is on, the power's on, sump pumps are running, those type of things. So as needed, this is an as-needed contract with a maximum of $100,000. And so, I'm sorry, $10,000.
Thank you.
Threw an extra zero in there. I'm sure they would love that. But this contract is only for $10,000. And the hourly rate that they will be charging us is the same as the 24-25 season. So this last year. So they're holding their rates the same. Any questions on that one?
Anyone? Questions?
All right.
Please continue.
The next one is with Braun Intertech. Braun has been doing the materials testing and coordination on the P3. This amendment is to add some additional testing. There's been some materials issues at one location on the levy, and so we want to make sure that that is right and correct so that we gain certification of the levy. And so with this additional testing, there is an additional cost. We're doing split samples with the developer and their quality team, and so this will provide coverage for that, and then any further additional tested that's needed in the future. So this is for reaches 7, 10, and 11 on the P3 on the channel. So
Questions on item number 2? Or B on your agenda? Please continue.
all right, the next is Task Order 101, Amendment Number 14 with the Houston Moore Group. This is an increase to both the 25 and 26 budget. The biggest increase is in the area of the property mitigation contracts. HMG has been providing the authority with the plans and specifications, site plans, and then the oversight and monitoring of all the property mitigation task orders that we've completed to date. Up until this time, we have not included the scope and fee for all of the parcels that remain in eminent domain. But as we are getting into the eminent domain cycle, we felt it was best to add that scope and fee. So there's about 60 additional parcels that we are adding to their contract to provide, like I said, not only the plans and the specifications, so developing the plans, but then field monitoring and oversight of the actual demolition in the field, and then providing us follow-up reports of those. So that's those 60 parcels. We anticipate some of those to go through the eminent domain cycle yet this year, and then the majority will then be in 2026, which is why you see both the increase in 25 and 26. Any questions on that one?
Questions on item C? 8C. Please continue.
All right, the next one is Task Order 25, Amendment 0, with Cass County Electric Cooperative. If you recall, a couple months ago, we had the final Minn Kota task order for construction of their new substation to replace the Oxbow substation. This is since Cass County Electric also is serviced out of that new substation. This is for additional lines a couple miles to the west of the substation to tie into the existing Horace substation, and then a couple miles to the east of the new substation to tie into the old Oxbow substation site. So this will basically also close out the Cass County Electric Cooperative task orders for reconstruction or new construction with this Oxbow substation relocation. So we'll probably see a couple for the demo and removals of that, but this should be about the last one for new construction and reconstruction for that effort. Any questions here?
Any questions on 8D?
Okay, the final one is C3 Media. 2 months ago, it was approved by the committee and board for a new agreement, a service agreement with C3 Media for 2025. This is an annual contract that we put together, and we utilize them for our videography services. So all of the drone flights, all of the various videos that are on the website, those are part of the C3 Media packet. As we closed out the end of their 2024 task order and agreement, there was some funding of just over $17,500 left. And so this is a cost reduction amendment to basically close out and balance their 2024 agreement.
Any questions on item 8E?
Move to approve.
Thank you. Clarify the motion, please. Are you moving to approve items A through E?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Pipcorn seconds. I have a motion on the approving contracting actions, item A through E, for approval of all. Is there any discussion? Don, would you please call a roll?
Mayor Dardis.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Aye.
Mr. Steen.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
yes,
Mr. Redlinger.
Yes.
Mr. Pepcorn.
Aye.
Mr. Capitan.
Aye.
Mr. Reeds.
Yes.
That is everyone.
Thank you, Don. The motion passes. Next order of business is the 2024 financial statement audit presentation. We're going to call on Mr. Wyatt Poppenpoos. It's on page 106 of the packet. Good afternoon and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. So I'm Wyatt Pappenfuss. I am a finance manager here at the City of Fargo. Along with Susan, our team is responsible for completing the fiscal agent duties for the authority. And we're just going to give a high-level summary of our 2024 financial report, which was issued in June of this year. So the Diversion Authority's audit is completed in conjunction with the cities. We both have a 12/31 calendar year end. We do some pre-planning amongst our team internally, along with Jacobs and our auditors, to make sure we have everything readily available for the field work, which takes place in April through May. We at the city, for our report, have a deadline of June 30th, so we need to make sure that the diversions report is completed prior to that as well. Some excitement for this year in the world of accounting was that we recognized our first CIP asset as we made a few ICE payments. The authority received them prior to December, but we did not pay them until 2025. So we just worked with Eide Bailey and closely with the team at Jacobs to ensure that everything was reported correctly. Overall, the objective of the report is to make sure that our financials are free of material misstatement and usable through for external users. Thinking of those external users, we have the North Dakota PFA. They run the SRF program, which we are currently using, along with the EPA, who runs the WIFIA program, which we expect to use, as Jason mentioned, later this fall. So both the authority and the auditor have responsibilities in completing the audit. When you think about the monthly report that you just received, we have the project budget along with the operating budget. In the financial statement, which is included in your packet as well, they're consolidated into one governmental fund. The monthly reports are also reported on a cash basis, so there aren't any liabilities recognized for debt. However, this report is on an accrual basis, so we are recognizing the SRF debt in the financial statements. The city, within our structure in the finance office, we have an adequate segregation of duties and internal controls. This is further exemplified by the MFDA through the ACANX approval process that kind of authorizes all of the outgoing payments and all of that activity. Onto the financial data, the statement of net position or the balance sheet. You'll see there is about a $77 million increase in assets. As you know, we're getting reimbursement through either SRF or legacy for all activity in 2024. So we haven't had any expense that wasn't reimbursed. The liabilities, there's a significant increase there, and that goes back to the ICE payment. Like I mentioned, we got the invoice for activity completed in 2024, but the payment wasn't made until 2025. So we recognize a asset or a liability and asset. And then just to highlight the revenue sources, there was a total of $212 million in revenue and expenses of $166 million. The main source is the state of North Dakota, and then, as you know, the sales tax through both the city and Cass County. Finally, just summarizing the debt, the notes payable, that is the SRF loan. So there's about a $7 million increase, and then a settlement payable for the Buffalo River Watershed District. Going forward, thinking about debt, we will have to recognize debt for the WIFIA draws. Along with that, because those are direct federal funds, we will have to go through a single audit. So there will just be some more detailed testing done. We don't have any concerns with that on our team, but just something that may add some time onto our audit next year. And that is it. Any questions or comments?
Questions for Mr. Poppinpus? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Fargo Finance Committee, Susan Thompson and Wyatt both for working with Ide Bailey on our audit. We greatly appreciate that. Next order of business is that we schedule the next Finance Committee meeting for September 24th. And with that, is there any member of the Finance Committee who'd like to bring anything forward this afternoon? Any staff member like to bring anything forward at this time? Seeing and hearing none, we stand adjourned. Thank you.